Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here for my actual last video tonight. At the end of the Cowboys and Warriors recaps, forgot about doing the MLB and wrestling portion news at the end though, so decided I'll do MLB, wrestling, and even add a little NFL to this video. So we're going to talk about NFL news, MLB news, and wrestling. We're going to start with a little the NFL from today. Some injuries. Mahomes and Micah Parsons, we'll talk about those. So a little NFL news to start off here. The initial belief is that Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons suffered a torn ACL today. As Pro Football Talk reported, there will be further testing to see if that's the case. Matt LaFleur told reporters that his knee injury, thought to be a torn ACL, doesn't look good. So looks like he's going to be out for the season, man. Torn ACL. Just hate this, man. Love Micah Parsons, and non-contact injury. I kind of figures the torn ACL, man. This non-contact injuries are usually never good. And the Packers also finished the game without their right tackle Zach Tall and safety Evan Williams, both of who sustained knee injuries that are not believed to be long-term. Christian Watson is traveling home with the team tonight after being examined at the hospital following his chest injury. Just so many injuries, man. Brutal with the Packers today. Davante Adams told Rams head coach Sean McVay told reporters that Davante's hamstring injury didn't look good, and the wide receiver's status for Thursday Night Football against the Seahawks is in doubt in a short week. Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs quarterback, in fact, he did tear his ACL. Regardless of how you feel about the Chiefs, this definitely sucks. Hopefully, quick recovery. You know, I mean, I kind of want to see the Chiefs out of the playoffs just for once with all the parity we have this year. But it sucks to see. And they're exploring surgical options, the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. So it'll be Gardner Minshew for the final 3 weeks. I guess some other news is the Bills and the Chiefs, or excuse me, the Bengals and the Chiefs have been eliminated from playoff contention. Both those teams have been eliminated. That's really it. So Kyle Shanahan gave an update on Brandon Ayuk, and he said, and quote, "We haven't seen him in forever. I haven't seen him in a month. Hasn't been an issue with our team at all. We've been plugging away. The man is so rich and proud, he literally burns tens of millions of guaranteed dollars." This comment lowers his trade value, that whatever he has. But man, he got that big contract, and then he tears his ACL, and now he can't even show up. Pendeo face. I guess a few more little news is the Rams have clinched a playoff spot in the Denver Broncos, so both those teams have clinched a playoff spot. But that's really kind of the NFL news from today, with the ACLs, with Mahomes and Parsons. Some teams have been eliminated from playoff contention. And some teams have clinched officially their playoff spot. So yeah, that's a little bit of the NFL news from today. Let's move on to baseball with a MLB deadline news here. So first thing here is the Mets are open to trading infielder Mark Vientos this offseason. I could see him trading him. I remember those playoff series he had in 2024. I thought he'd be a good third baseman for him. But some Mets fans were like, "Well, you'd be the answer at third base." And last year, the injuries and just not really great play. Yeah, this is nice, but does anybody want Mark Vientos? I don't know. White Sox signed Oliver Dunn, Tim Elko to minor league deals. Free agent starting pitcher Michael King has narrowed his free agency list to the Red Sox, Yankees, and Orioles per Pete Abe. So it looks like he's down to the AL East. Which team? So basically down to the AL East. See where he goes. And the AL East is just going to be genuinely stacked with talent. I think he'll go to the Orioles. I really think he will. So they can add another starter to their rotation. The D-backs have agreed to terms with free agent starting pitcher Merrill Kelly in a 2-year, $40 million contract. So they're bringing back Merrill Kelly. They traded him to Texas at the deadline last July for 3 prospects, and now they get him back. So the Rangers were just giving Arizona some players. I mean, what was the point of that trade then? That's 2 years, $40 million. Luis Roberts, he's generating trade interest from several teams, including the Pirates, Padres, and Mets. Pirates. Absolutely, if you're Pittsburgh, probably not. He has a noodle for an arm and was nowhere near the league average of an OPS of 719 in the 2025 season. But I could definitely see him being a Pirate. The Mariners and Giants have emerged as front runners to acquire St. Louis Cardinal infielder / outfielder Brendan Donovan per Katie J. Woo. Woo! Yeah, we'll see. They've emerged as some of the favorites. The Cardinals are looking to land multiple prospects in return for Brendan Donovan. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let's move on to the wrestling news. Obviously, had Saturday night's main event last night, which was a really good show. Recapped it Saturday, so go watch that video where it says WWE Saturday night's main event review. You get my thoughts there. But obviously, had that pay-per-view last night. There was some news coming out of that. Via PW Insider, Vince McMahon was not in attendance for John Cena's final match, so he wasn't in attendance. And Vince probably knew the finish was gonna suck. I'm not saying the match sucked. I thought the match was really good. It's just the finish. I would have rather him passed out than had him tap out. Honestly, I'd rather him just passed out instead of tapping out. But whatever. But yeah, Vince McMahon was not in attendance. On the post show, Triple H. We fucking hate Triple H. Remember that clip of Josh Peck. Triple H claims that on the post show, that night is the dawning of a new era. Oh man, a new era. New era, worth watching, action-packed, so epic, tune in. He uses all these big words. It is Obafemi, Javon Evans, and Soruka are part of your new era, sure, but dude literally says this every single week, and everything is the same. He says this shit every month. He says it every time after a big event. He says this crap. He says this shit all the time. Holy fuck, and nothing happens. Bro says the same thing after every big event. Go fuck yourself. Didn't he say that 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks before that, 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 and if Roman is still main eventing and Brock is still main eventing, y'all pushing Jay just because he has a dope interest ain't really sold. Look, I love Roman, don't get me wrong, but I want to see like different shit in the main event. Besides, Roman's a part-timer. You don't really show up that much. WWE has now officially moved John Cena to the alumni section. The GOAT next to Satan. John Laurinaitis! People power! Triple H on the post show, he was actually mildly disappointed. I thought it would be so much better on the fans chanting that he fucked up. The fans there no ball. He's trying to be like those sports league commissioners and make the hatred of him natural, I guess. This dude's trolling. I mean, maybe he should turn into a heel boss. I don't know. He explains the decision to have John Cena tap out. He said the right thing his entire career, that it is about leaving this place better than you found it. I think there's no way for people to understand that in the moment, but you do what is right for the business. You do what is right for this industry. John has done that his entire career, and I'm going to do that my entire career. What I believe is right for this business. It's just what it is. It's part of what we do. That's the role we have chosen. I'm sorry to think the ending wasn't even the worst thing, but the way he booked the entire tour was just kind of shit. But John Cena built his career on never giving up and never quitting, but you think it's a good decision to have him tap out? I'd rather him just pass out. Triple H is going to win Worst Booker of the Year. I guess there's one more little thing. Source Body Slam Net here. WWE's aware that SmackDown desperately needs help in the creative and talent side, discussing plans to improve the show. They're also expected to be given a, quote, boost when the show returns to 3 hours. Good stories and good matches, the only thing that'll help SmackDown. Sending the show for more commercials and ads ain't helping. So, I mean, just SmackDown? Can it be the entire company? Where you fix it? So, Source Wrestling Observer, the injury angle on Raw was designed to keep LA Knight off TV, end quote, for a while. And, why were they so confused exactly? That we'd react accordingly? Oh, Lord. WWE reported his working plans for 2026 will receive retirement runs of Lesnar and Styles, potentially Jericho be signed with WWE. But yeah, that's kind of really it for wrestling. Let's move on to college football and end the video. So, Kalen DeBoer, he released a statement affirming his commitment to Alabama. He says, end quote, I have not spoken and have no interest in speaking with anyone else about any other job. I am fully committed to this program. So, Kalen DeBoer says he's committed. We'll see about that. For how much longer. We'll have to see. They're in Kalen DeBoer and Alabama are an ongoing talks about an extension, but nothing has been agreed upon or signed. Really curious to see what happens with this. Lenore Sellers is in the final negotiations of a deal to return to South Carolina in 2026. Rating. So he's going to sign a contract extension. This sport is so cooked. Imagine giving a QB whose team went 4-8 while posting 13 touchdowns and 8 interceptions money. This sport is so cooked when you read they're in the final negotiations. I hate seeing negotiate a deal to stay at a college. Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana quarterback, won the 2025 Heisman Trophy. Well deserved. Obviously, it's the weakest Heisman, but, I mean, he still had 33 touchdowns with 6 interceptions this year, 980 passing yards. Like, he had a really good year. He could have put up much more, but was benched during several blowouts that he didn't play the fourth quarter. Right, he deserved it. UCF head coach Scott Frost is suing Nebraska over tax liability tied to money he says he never received. Oh, this dude's always crying about something. Shoplifting charges. Bo Walker and Georgia's Dontrell Glover arrested on shoplifting charges. Well. The 29th arrest since January of 2023 for a Georgia football player. Micaiah Lemon won the Biletnikoff Award. How the fuck you say that word? But yeah, that's all really the news there. So yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Till next time, peace. Have a good night.